Connecticut inmate. I'm doing a interview about art for Bruce and Olivia, right?
Right.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
What do you want me to start with? Like, just how it all started?
Yeah, so have you always had a love for art, or did you pick it up in prison?
Yeah, so, like, I never really was into art as a kid or anything. I basically seen a lot of guys in here doing art and stuff, like, mainly on, like, handkerchiefs and stuff like that, and I thought it was interesting. It was pretty cool. But what really got me into it was I had a cellie that I noticed was bringing in a lot of food. And I was asking him, I was like, your art really making you that much money? And he goes, Chris, there's a lot of money in art. Like, he said he does portraits for people and he'd be charging people like $10, $15 a picture of a face. And it got me really interested, so I asked him if he would teach me. And he agreed. He said, as long as you take it serious. I guess he had another cellie that didn't really was serious about it, so every time he tried to teach him, he wouldn't pay attention, and he said he didn't want to go through that again. So basically, over the next year, he taught me basically almost every day, like little things here and there, and gave me little instructions and challenges. And over the year, I got okay, and then he ended up moving. So for the next year, I had my family send me in like books and things like that to develop my skill more. And I also asked people on the block that were artists, like their different styles and stuff. And I ended up preferring like graphite pencils. Like I don't like color. I'm not really into doing color and anything else really besides graphite graphite pencils and shading. And my main style is maybe like grayscale, where I take the pencils and I do different pressures to shade, and I just enjoy it. And for a little while, I would sell it in here. It took me maybe 2 or 3 years before I was confident enough to sell to guys in here. And for like a year, I sold art in here, and it was pretty profitable, but I'm not very fast, so it wasn't as much as like when my cellie could do one portrait in a day, basically, and one portrait would take me like 3 or 4 days. So, but I enjoy doing it. I fell in love with it, and I had to stop selling to inmates because I got into a fight over it, and the reason is somebody tried to take advantage and bought some portraits off of me, and when it came time to pay, he didn't want to pay, and that was the first and last time I let that happen because it's something I'm not very proud of. But in here you can't let someone do that to you either, so I had to do what I had to do. So from then on, I decided just to send them to family and friends for like birthdays and holidays, and so a lot of my art is out there. And now I decided that a friend of mine told me that you should try selling it on like the internet and stuff. So at first I was hesitant because I didn't think it would be like good enough to sell online and stuff. But then I decided to do it, and I have a Facebook page, so I put it on there and see what happens. That's just been recently.
Right.
So anything else?
Right. I think you definitely have like a natural talent for it, though. Like I know you said you picked it up and learned, but I think you have to have some kind of natural talent to be as good as you are, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah. Like it was weird. Like even my cellie told me when I first started learning, he was like, "You're picking it up really fast," and he said that like basically that's how he was. So he said he started when he was a kid though, but he said that basically it's a natural, like he could tell like it was like naturally in there for me. And he said that he asked me too, like, did you ever draw when you were a kid? And I said, no, nothing like, except for like what you do in school and stuff. And I said that I never really paid much attention to it. It wasn't really I wasn't something I was really into as a kid. And yeah, but I did pick it up pretty fast, like I said, and I do enjoy it. I love it. And sometimes some things are just a challenge, and it makes me really want to do it. And like I was talking to my Sally, who's also a fellow artist. His name's Joe Rizzo, and we have like little, not competitions, but like sometimes he'll draw something, and I'll try to do it in my style, and I do the same with his, and it's pretty fun. And like recently, he's been drawing like little pictures on back of envelopes, and I decided to try my hand at it, and I recently just did that. So every day I learn. Like I really learn something new pretty much every day, like almost every day, like little things about art. So it's very fun, and I really enjoy it. And it also used to make my family happy, so that's another thing. It brings joy to my family, and it brings joy to me. So something I do a lot. I spend a lot of time on doing art, hours a day.
What's your favorite style? Like, well, not style, but like, do you like doing portraits better, or like animals, or?
Honestly, portraits. I don't mind doing portraits, but those to me are the hardest. So, but I do them. I do enjoy them. But me, what I love to do is basically like landscapes. That's my favorite thing. Animals. Because like I can do stuff out of my imagination. I can, but what I like to do is like use photos and put my own touch onto something. Like for instance, if I have a landscape picture that I like say in a magazine or something, what I'll do is I'll put it on the table and I'll do the same landscape, but I'll add little things like maybe a little log cabin or some animals or something. Like I just put my own touch to it because I really enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah.
Did anybody in your family, do they have any artistic ability?
To be honest, I don't know. Like, I know my aunts told me that a couple of my cousins draw and stuff, but I've never seen anyone's work or never really got any details of how any of them are really good. But I know a few of my cousins have a little bit of talent and stuff. So, yeah, I don't really know if anyone's big into art out there. Everyone's into the technological stuff these days, so
Yeah.
but yeah. So
What kind of supplies do you use in there? Like, do you guys ever get
we
offered
have
paint?
access to a small amount of different art supplies, but they do have this program. It's an art program, but they don't. Because of COVID, they stopped it, but they're supposed to be bringing it back soon. So if they do, I'm probably going to try to sign up for it because if you're in that program, they give you a whole new catalog of stuff that you can order from. But like right now, I'm looking at the list right now, there's maybe 25 things we can order, anywhere from like Bristol paper to hex drawing pencils, high intensity graphite pencils, stuff like that, erasers, just regular art supplies. Everything's very expensive. That's one of the reasons why I decided to try to sell art on my Facebook page, mainly not to get rich, because can't really get rich off of drawings like that stuff, but just so I can make some money to afford these supplies, because believe it or not, they go fast and it's very expensive. So, and it sucks because you can't have family or friends send you stuff like back in the day. Now it's all has to be purchased in commissary, so it makes it harder to come up with those supplies. But yeah, that's why I'm hoping to get into the art program, so that the list is literally like maybe 5 or 10 times longer of items you can get, better quality stuff.
Okay, so does the art program ever offer anything like canvas and paints or anything?
Yeah, they give you supplies. They don't teach, but they do definitely use some supplies. And from what I was told, once a year they have a gallery. Is everyone's allowed to submit like 2 or 3 pieces, and they all get put up on the gallery and sold, and the program gets like 40%, and you get 60% of anything you sell. And from what I'm told, a lot of times it sells stuff because it's basically like prisoners' art, and a lot of times people that go there are looking specifically for that. And that's one of the other things I'm hoping to get in. But the thing that makes it hard to get in is there's only so many spaces, and a lot of guys are doing a lot of time, and they don't kick people out. Like, so basically, you have to wait for openings, and I'm on a long list. So it might not be a while. It might be a while before I get on, but I'm hoping they start it up soon, and stuff like that. I did want to mention I do have a sketchbook where I keep little personal pieces, and it's basically like a artist diary. And one of these days I'm thinking about trying to get it photocopied and then maybe put it on my Facebook so everybody can see all my work I've done over the last few years. So, stuff like that.
Right, that would be cool.
Have you ever had to use like anything interesting? Because I know some people that I've talked with, and I've heard like them give like interviews. Like I know one gentleman and a female I know, they had talked about having to use their hair to like paint and stuff. Have you ever had to do anything like that?
Being able to afford the supplies and stuff, I'm sure like maybe they did that because they didn't have any paintbrushes, or because that sounds like they needed it for like to make like a paintbrush type thing for painting maybe. So that's one of the things I think.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if they were
Yeah,
like
I know a lot of people.
What is it?
What was that?
So I think I can't remember. I think for the guy, I think he couldn't get art supplies. I think's how it was at the beginning. I'm not sure on her, but I think it might have been both ways. They weren't allowed to get art supplies at the time, so they just kind of had to make do what they could. I think now they're able to.
Right, and I know also a lot of artists that are in trouble a lot, so they're not allowed to order from there because a lot of the art stuff have pencils, like it can be used as pens and stuff, obviously, so they're not allowed to. So I know that, so they try to make do with what they can get, and they use like makeshift stuff. But I've seen a lot of cool different types, and you'd be surprised the talent that's in prison. I've seen guys that can take paper and make like model trains, airplanes, and it's crazy. I've seen them hanging from their ceilings and stuff, like looks like actual airplanes. I've seen some really talented artists in this place. So yeah, there's a lot of hidden talent in prisons. I think there's a lot of great artists in prisons that I think if their work could just get out there, it would be amazing for people to see.
There's a guy I know. He has a podcast. The guy, I think he was a teenager and he killed actual kids younger than him. I think he was like 13 at the first murder, but he actually made. I forgot what the guy's name is. He's like in his 60s set. Like I think he's in his 60s now, but he made like a model vehicles, like old trucks and stuff, and it was like out of I think like popsicle sticks and some other weird stuff that he could get. And it literally looked like a model car you could buy in a store. And like he made them like 2 or 3 of them. One of them was like an old Chevy. One was like an old Ford. But just the time and detail that he put into it, like it was amazing. So it's probably like what you're talking about with like the airplanes and stuff.
It's amazing what you can see guys do. Like I know there's guys that make picture frames so you can put your family pictures in, and they use chip bags. So they use the inside. They clean the chip bags so that they're completely clean, and then they use the silver inside as the outside, and they mold it into a way where they make picture frames and sell them for soups and stuff, but it's really nice. Like they got stands and everything, so you have your family's pictures and these nice picture frames. It's amazing what you can see in here. And I've seen popsicle sticks before too, but they don't give that to us anymore, so there's no more of that. But seen some stuff made with those two. But yeah, it's crazy what you could learn in here, like, if you really wanted to.
So with the drawing, would you ever consider teaching somebody? Like, if somebody came up to you and was like, "Hey, I wanted to learn how to draw. Could you teach me the basics?" Would you do that?
I would consider it. It has to be someone that I was really friends with, only because I'm so busy. Like, I just started writing books now. Like, I just wrote my first book. It's a new thing that I'm really into. I'm working on a biography. So it would have to be someone I really liked and really, he'd have to really probably talk me into it, to be honest. But I wouldn't mind. I think it would be fun because, you know, it's something that I think once they get into it, to me, it's like you bring out these amazing works, and there's no better feeling. So if I can help someone do that, I probably would want to. But like I said, I'm just so busy. Like, I literally spend 8-10 hours a day on either drawing, writing, anything. Like, I'm just very busy. So I would have to really consider it, like I said, depending on the person.
Right.
So anything else?
Sorry.
I would be willing, though, just so if anyone that's listening is interested, I would be willing to take requests. So if you have family or friends you want to send a nice portrait to for a holiday or a birthday or something, I'd be willing to do that. And I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I would do something very nice for you if you're ever interested.
Right, I was just about to ask, would you be willing to take custom orders if people were interested?
Yes, absolutely. And, you can let everyone know how to contact me through my Facebook if you let them know, and that'd be pretty cool. I enjoy people looking at my art and commenting on it, so feel free to, even if you're not interested in buying it, feel free to look, and there's pictures and all kinds of stuff on my page too.
Do you want to tell them about the deal you have going on right now with your art too, with the cards?
Oh yes, I have right now, to help promote and sell my art, I also offer, until they run out, I offer these playing cards. They are called, I'm getting the deck right now, thank you. They're called the Connecticut Cold Case crime scene cards. They're like basically homicides, missing persons, and it gives you a 1-800 number to call if you know anything. But it's basically only sold to inmates in Connecticut prison, so you can't get these out there. So they're kind of like a collector's thing, I guess, out there for anyone that's interested in true crime and stuff like that. But you'll get it debt free if you buy any art from me.
That'd be really cool with that. I know you sent me 2 things of them, so I thought they were really fascinating. And before we go too deep, because like I said, you mentioned your books and stuff you're working on. I know the first one is a children's book.
Yes. Yep. It's a children's book. It's one book with 3 stories in it, and I would say it could be for anyone between maybe like 4 to maybe 10, 12 years old. It's a fantasy type thing for children, but it also helps teach a life lesson in each story. So it'd be, it was my first book ever, so it might not be, perfect, but I think it came out decent. I enjoyed it, and it was fun to write.
Yeah, and it's really good. Like, you would think you were like a full-time writer. Like, you have a bunch of secret talents.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so
yeah. So
what made you?
I appreciate doing this. Anything else you'd like to know?
Yeah, what made you actually like get into writing? Was that just something kind of like with the art you just picked up on and be like, hey, I just want to kind of write?
If you want me to be completely honest, I'll be completely honest. You did, Bruce. So just so you know, I heard that you did books, and I heard that they're on Amazon, and I've been hustling my whole life, man. I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong, it was the wrong profession. I wish I chose a different one, a legal one, but I've always been a hustler, and whenever I get things in my head, I put my mind to it. And my goal now is, because I'm a completely different person, my goal now is to put my mind to things that I think can give back to society. And that's why I chose children's books, because in my mind, it will help teach kids right and wrong. And, I'm eventually going to put out a biography. I'm going to wait till after I have some legal stuff going on. But after that, I'm going to put my biography out there, and that will also be something where I'm going to include a chapter or two of, basically trying to reach kids that are younger, that are just getting into the hustle of, selling drugs and stuff like that, and teach them that it's not really a life that you think it is. It's not something you should do. There's better choices out there.
I think that's really respectable and a good way to turn things around for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And I have that, and I have a great family, large family that have supported me, and I think that has a lot to do with it. And I also have some really good friends in my life now, so it really helps. And as you get older, which I'm up there now, as you get older, you learn a lot of stuff in life, and you find what's important. And I'd like to give back. So that's basically, that's why I wanted to write books. So.
And you could illustrate your own book if you wanted to, the cover art and...
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that too. Me and my cellie, his name, I think I mentioned it before, Joe Rizzo, we might be doing a joint one soon. We were talking about it, and we might do a picture book. And it'd probably be a lot of work, but it's going to be fun, I think. So, yeah.
I think that would be perfect.
Going to be in the future.
Yeah, I think once, I know we're helping you guys get them together and stuff, but once you're able to, I know you guys can accept things, through Amazon if it's shipped from them, or, a company through them. Yep. But I think you guys actually just holding a physical copy of it, it's an amazing feeling once you actually, get to hold it.
Picture, trust me, I know exactly where you're going with this, because I am dying for that. Yeah, that would be the most amazing thing, just to have an actual book you wrote in book form.
That was our interview with Christopher Peltier. He has a Facebook page that you can friend request to see his art and find all his deals and stuff. We will put his name down in the description so that way you can find the correct spelling. Bruce is going to talk about the cold case cards that he's having a special on with his art right now. If you buy any piece of art from him, you get a free pack of these, and you cannot get them anywhere else except inside of a prison of the state that they're in. So
yeah, like you probably heard us talk about it. Yeah, he had sent me 2 packs. I had a deck from Ohio that was sent to me years ago, and I don't know where it went. I might have pieces. I don't know if I got the full deck or not. But yeah, these are really fascinating. Basically, they use them because in prison, sometimes people are in there and they've actually done other crimes. So this is kind of what they're used for. So see if anybody starts kind of talking about them. But each card, it's literally just a basic deck of, playing cards. You got the only thing that don't have anything on it is jokers. Just have your typical Joker artwork. But most of them are just unsolved homicides. So then it has a picture of the victim.
And information.
And, it has their name, how old they were, and then, what. Like this gentleman, his happened in 2016. He was found murdered in his apartment. This one, he was found shot dead in 2016.
So it just has all this information with pictures on it. If you are a collector, it would be something really cool to have.
Yeah, so it goes back 1982. So some of these
It's
go
basically
back.
just all unsolved stuff, and these are all from Connecticut. So it's very interesting. If you're a true crime collector or you're just interested in that type of thing, definitely look up his art so you can get a hold of some of these so you can get them for free. I know some people sell them separately, but you'll luck out. You'll luck out by getting the artwork and the cards because his art is amazing. He's very talented. Definitely check him out, and you'll get a free deck of cards while supplies last. So it's not a forever thing. You got to get in and get it while you can.
And we're hoping she's working on his books and stories and stuff. So hopefully we'll have that situated here soon for him. And then you can be able to order that off Amazon and whatever other. So I know there's quite a few sites that it'll be at for sale. I'm trying to think all of them. I can't think of all of them off the bat. But then that would be something else, you can look forward to. And we might eventually have him on the podcast again later on. We've had stuff planned with him for a bit, and finally was able to get him on, talk about his artwork and his writing, which I did not know that I inspired him to write.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you on the next episode.